Hey, this is Brian from the GuitarFactoryOC.com. Today I'm going to give you the top 5 mistakes that I see beginning guitar players make and how to actually fix them. If you stick around to the end, I'll give you a bonus number 6. Let's jump into them. Mistake number 1, not playing with your fingertips. A lot of guitar players start out and they're going to hit these notes and they lay their fingers fairly flat as they're playing. I see sometimes their finger lying like this as they're playing. We want to focus on playing with our fingertips, the very top of each one of our fingers like that. When you do that, you're going to ensure that when you play chords, you're not going to be muting other strings or hearing noise from other strings that you don't want. The accuracy comes out amazing when you use your fingertips like that. So when you see a chord, like a D chord up close, and you see I'm using the very top, the tippity top of my fingers like that, and you know you're doing it right when the creases on your fingers from the strings show up right in the tips there with it. Mistake number 2, thumb placement. Where do we put it? I see a lot of guitar players when they first start out gripping the neck and their thumb is up here and maybe their fingers are down, over here and they're holding real tight to it. They don't know what to do with this. The thumb is everything when it comes to leverage when you're holding down chords or playing single notes like that. So when something's not ringing right, like maybe your C chord, you're trying to work on a chord and it's not ringing, first thing you should look to is your thumb to see where is that for your angle to get your fingertips to be arched real nice. If your thumb is way up here and your palm is gripped, your fingers might lay flat like that, causing some muted notes. Your thumb's a very big factor in this. The main rule of thumb, no pun intended, is to have your thumb in the middle of the neck to really give you the best arch to reach everything you need on the fretboard. But sometimes, depending on your hand placement, it's okay to have the thumb move around. Look to it, see where it is. It's a major role in how you're going to be fretting chords. So watch out for the thumb. Use that, play around with it, see where it actually works to have your chord fret. Sometimes when I'm fretting a chord, my thumb's way on the bottom there like that. Okay, it's not a one size fits all, and it's definitely not a gripping thing where it's hanging up here and the fingers down here. If you can't fret your chord like that, look to the thumb. Mistake number 3, playing everything with downstrokes. So many players will start out by playing and just everything they do doing all downstrokes, and they wonder why they can't get any faster. The answer is in alternate picking. When you're doing single string melodies or scales or leads on your guitar, you want to be trying to work on your alternate picking, which is down and up, like this, like a paintbrush. And that's going to give you the maximum speed and accuracy and efficiency to make sure that you can play those with the quickness that you want. So going down very fast, it's about as quick as you can really go going down over and over, but down and up, you can see how much faster you can go. So really make it a habit early on in your guitar playing to alternate pick. Everything you do on a single string run, try to make it a down, up, down, up, down, up, so you don't even think about it. Alternate picking. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this video, please go ahead and click like. Also subscribe to the channel so you get alerts when I put out new ones. Also love when you put comments. I like checking out what you guys think of the videos. Hey, if you're also interested in getting better at guitar as a whole, go over to the GuitarFactoryOC.com. I've created a bunch of cool courses, games, mini courses, challenges for you to get better at guitar altogether. I also offer live one-on-one private lessons online you could take anywhere in the world. Check out the links in the description below. The locked fist in the right hand. I see a lot of guitar players hold their pick, lock their fist, and it's this kind of heavy weight now that you got in this thing, and as they strum, it's very kind of clunky with that when you close your fist like that and hold it real tight. Fan the fingers out. You'll see a lot of guitar players lighten that load by fanning those fingers, holding your pick as you should with your pointer and thumb, and letting those top 3 kind of feather away to take a lot of the weight off of your hands. You could strum nice and light to get that pleasant sound that we want from strumming instead of gripping that as a closed fist. There's times where I might be doing fast lead stuff where I'll close my fist up, but the strumming and when you're playing acoustic and doing chord progressions, you're gonna see my fingers fanned out like that to give it a little bit more lighter weight on it. Mistake number 5, the sweet spot. Well, there's a spot on your fret that's gonna sound better than others when you're playing one note at a time. So guitar players sometimes think, well, I'm gonna just play the 3rd fret right there at the top or anywhere I kind of want in that box, but really, there's gonna be some buzzing when you start playing towards the top of the fret. The sweetest spot to get all your notes to ring really nicely on the guitar is to play right above the bottom fret of that one there. So if it's fret number 3, see I'm right by that fret. Right there is your sweet spot. Up here can start to buzz. So every time I'm doing a chord, you can see my fingers right down there towards the wire, right towards that fret wire there to make sure it's the most sweetest spot, as opposed to maybe up here, we're gonna hear that nasty buzz in there like that. So the sweet spot, look for that whether you're playing chords or just individual notes, right above the metal wire of the fret, right at the bottom there of that box. Okay, you've watched to the end. Here is your number 6 bonus mistake you don't wanna make. Posture. Believe it or not, posture plays a huge role in your ability to play the guitar cleanly. When you might be first learning, you could hold your guitar like this and you're looking for your frets. Look at the angle of my neck and my back and the guitar. And I'm not gonna be able to really make my wrist be fingertip playing or good thumb placement because I'm looking over like this and it's very uncomfortable. When we sit up straight, put the guitar nice and level to where it's against us like this. We have dots at the top to show us where our fret markers are. And it's okay if you look a little bit over for a second, but when you go to execute it, straighten back up and you can get a nice sounding chord that way, and you have a good comfortable left arm with your elbow. It's going to give you the right approach to hit those fingertips, but posture is huge in getting the ring. So if you're having a problem having maybe the F chord ring or something like that, it could be because you're hunched over looking like this trying to make it happen. Sit up straight, twist that wrist to get a good leverage, and watch it start to ring.